its narrowest point only 30 meters wide and its widest point just 300 meters. Yangon is dubbed the narrowest city in the world. Many people comment that from above, it's hard to believe such a settlement exists in real life. But in reality, this narrow strip of land squeezed like a sandwich between the Han River and the high mountains on both sides is home to thousands of residents. Therefore, it looks like something out of a sci-fi movie or video game buildings. Video, let. Geography shapes the area. The strip of land of the narrowest city in the world is actually a riverside residential area along the Han River in Yangon. This county has a total area of 2,091 square kilometers, a length from north to south of about 62.5 kilometers, and a maximum width from west to east of 46 kilometers. It is a county-level administrative unit under Jiaotong City, Yunnan Province, China. It is located in the northeast of Yunnan Province and the southwest of the Sichuan Basin, 618 kilometers from Kunming City and 145 kilometers from Jiaotong City. The geographical location makes it a convergence zone between two provinces, while Yangon holds the strategic position as an important gateway from Sichuan and Guizhou into Yunnan, and plays a crucial role in regional economic development. Yangon has typical geographical and climatic conditions of a mountainous county. The terrain rises gradually to the southwest and lowers to the northeast, with high mountain areas accounting for 23.5%, hilly areas accounting for 45.5%, and valleys accounting for 31%, with the highest point at 2,263 meters in Zhangtown and the lowest at 329 meters. On the other hand, there are currently about 5,063 rivers, streams, and gullies, of which 78 rivers flow year-round. There are 26 rivers with a catchment area larger than 10 square kilometers, 19 rivers larger than 20 square kilometers, and 17 rivers larger than, while the main rivers include the Baishui River and the Han River. The interwoven river system has formed three main hydrological systems in a north-south direction like three large leaf veins. This facilitates agricultural development and trade in the area, but also makes the region prone to floods and natural disasters. Moreover, the two main rivers cutting deeply into the terrain have divided Yangon County into three main areas, which are the northeast area, the south area, and the northwest area. Two large mountain ranges lie along the east and west banks of the Han River, creating a majestic landscape with successive mountain ranges. Steep mountain slopes and interwoven valleys offer impressively beautiful natural. Due to the unique geographical environment, the area has with clear differentiation by altitude, forming a three-dimensional climate system. Every mountain here experiences seasonal weather changes, as expressed in a famous saying, "One mountain has 4 seasons, 10 miles have different weather." Summers here are often very hot, with temperatures that can rise high. But due to humidity and fresh air, the stuffy feeling doesn't last too long. In winter, the climate becomes humid but not too cold, thanks to the influence of the plateau terrain and surrounding mountain range, which help regulate it. According to meteorological statistics, the average annual temperature is 7. Annual rainfall is 1,226 millimeters, and annual sunshine hours range from 841 to 1,001. This indicates it's a relatively low sunshine area, with more rainy periods, creating a humid and cool climate, favorable for nature's development. Thanks to this, the area possesses a relatively diverse According to the 1990 Forest Resource Survey, the entire county had 860 square, accounting for 41.1% of the total area, of which 66.67 square kilometers was. Since the 1990s, through the implementation of long-term prevention projects, including support for middle-aged and young forests, natural forest regeneration, and converting farmland to forest, the county's forest land area has increased by 108.5 square kilometers. Vegetation coverage rate reached 53.7%, and forest coverage rate was 41.8%. With the continued implementation of the farmland to forest project, the county's ecological environment. On the other hand, to adapt to the unique terrain conditions, residents have created with many apartment buildings constructed along the river in stilt house style. These houses are built on high stilts to prevent flooding when the river water rises. This area is divided into two parts by a river, with a main road running through the residential areas, and along both sides of the road, there are many business establishments. Additionally, with a population of over 300,000 but limited land, buildings are primarily constructed vertically rather than expanding horizontally. Moreover, local scholars explain that about 100 years ago, this region was rich in salt, and was a bustling trading center with many boats on the river. Gradually, merchants began settling along the river, and stilt houses became the common architectural style to adapt. Also, because Yangon has high mountains and steep forests, the earliest residents built houses on this was the best solution to avoid floods and ensure safety when land was extremely scarce. These unique houses not only impressed but also sparked many discussions on Chinese social media. Teen dare live in such stilt houses, but the locals don't. In fact, this area has been inhabited for hundreds of years, and most residents don't. A resident of Yangon County once shared, "I've always wanted to live in this house. My ancestors lived here too. Climbing the stairs is good exercise, and I wouldn't want to move anywhere else." This shows that, despite differing living conditions, people remain deeply attached to their traditions and environment, forming an inseparable part of Yangon's unique culture. The history of culture. Besides being linked to the cultural, economic, and political development of the northeastern region of Yunnan province, since ancient times, it has been home to indigenous ethnic communities, thus creating a diverse culture. It has contributed to a rich culture, blending traditional elements and regional characteristics, making the area unique. Looking back in history, since Jin Shi Huang opened the Wuxi Road, Yangon became an important part of the Southern Silk Road system. This was not only a vital trade route but also a bridge between different Chinese cultures. During the Tang and Song dynasties, this region lay on a key trade route connecting central China with Southeast Asia. This was a period when salt was produced and transported from here to other areas, thus contributing to the name Yangon, meaning salt port. During the Ming and Qing dynasties, Yangon not only held economic importance, but also had strategic military significance. Specifically, conflicts to control this area frequently between feudal forces and local militia groups. At the same time, the migration of Han people into this area during the Ming Dynasty changed the demographic and cultural structure, blending Han and indigenous elements. After 1949, when the People's Republic of China was established, Yangon was reorganized administratively and became an official part of Yunnan province. The new government focused on improving economic livelihoods through the development of agriculture, transportation, and education. Today, it is not only a destination rich in cultural tradition, but also a testament to the change and development of a land with deep historical imprints. According to statistics up to the end of 2023, Yangon County has a resident population of 302,600 and an urbanization rate of 34.1. They are mainly Han Chinese, accounting for about 96%. Additionally, there are minority ethnic groups such as Miao at 3.4%, Xi at 0.06%, Wei at 0.03%, and other ethnic groups accounting for 0.06%. With its unique location, this land has fostered cultural exchanges. Over time, these cultures combined and blended to create a distinctive diversity, known as the Sichuan culture. It is characterized by the interplay of traditional elements from and has contributed to forming the distinctive features of the Dianpan region, a place that still preserves cultural imprints from ancient times. Simultaneously, this place has also developed unique customs, from the powerful chants of the boat-hanging people to the clear countryside songs of buffalo, and the bustling lion dances accompanied by captivating Sioux, all showcasing the diversity of the Dianpan ethnic identity. Another unique cultural heritage is the hanging coffins of the Bo people. Although Dianpan was once the dwelling place of this ethnic group and possessed a rich culture, they gradually disappeared in history after political and social upheavals. However, the unique burial customs of that community have been preserved to this day. Specifically, these coffins are often hung high on steep cliffs or in deep mountain caves. They carry the meaning of expressing respect for the deceased as well as connecting humans and nature. Additionally, the coffins are usually made of hard wood and sturdy cowhide, and are exquisitely decorated with traditional patterns, bearing the strong cultural imprint of the This form of burial originates from a belief in ancestor worship and the notion that hanging coffins high up helps the souls of the deceased rest in peace, while keeping them away from the intrusion of wild beasts and dangers from the ground. Although less maintained today, the hanging coffins remain symbols of the endurance in the culture and history of the Bo people. as well as the hidden evidence of the long-standing spiritual and belief values of this community.
With the rugged location and majestic scenery of the cliffs,
the hanging coffins have become a famous tourist attraction in Guiana, attracting the curiosity of archaeologists and tourists who love exploring cultural heritage. The economy of a mountainous locality. Thanks to natural and geographical conditions, Yian possesses diverse with abundant mineral deposits underground,
including metal ores, gemstones, and industrial minerals,
making it a land full of mining potential. As of 2005, the proven mineral resources of this region included over 10 types, such as coal, iron, lead, zinc, sulfur, copper, salt, silver. Among them, the reserves of high ash, extremely low sulfur, high quality, were determined to be 650 million tons, while the annual output reached 1 million tons.
Additionally, 49 copper mines have been verified,
with grade P reserves of 5.8 and grade E reserves of 7,972 tons. Furthermore, there are 8 lead and zinc mines with grade P reserves of 5. And other grade D mineral reserves of 42.88 and grade D silica reserves of 28.66. Moreover, there are high-quality limestone resources with reserves. Not only that, calcite, bentonite, and quartz also hold significant value.
On the other hand, renewable energy from springs and water flows
also creates great opportunities for hydropower and renewable energy development. This not only helps increase the economic value of the district, but also contributes to the sustainable development. The total water resources in the area are estimated at 1, thereby providing abundant water sources for domestic and production. Notably, this area also has a hydropower capacity of up to 650, showing great potential for developing hydroelectric projects and renewable energy. In 2023, GRDP of Yian was estimated to reach 7.65, equivalent to nearly 1.06, while the per capita disposable income of all residents permanently living in this region reached 19,400, equivalent to nearly 2,600. Among them, the per capita income of urban residents was 4,757 USD, while in rural areas it was 2,030. Also in this year, the primary industry reached 234.8 million, the secondary industry reached 200, while services were 524. Among these, agriculture, forestry, animal husbandry, and fisheries, with total output in 2023 reaching nearly 339.9. Possessing unique terrain characteristics, transportation here also has its distinct. Since ancient times, it has been a strategic route from the Central Plains to Yunnan, considered one of the northern gateways of Yunnan leading to Sichuan, known as the Dianshuan Gateway. This area has always been a gathering place, creating prosperous commercial development. During the Qing Dynasty, Yanjin Wharf was an important military, cultural, and goods distribution center for northeastern Yunnan and southwestern Sichuan. Continuing the ancient civilization, this place connects with other provinces via the Neijiang-Kunming railway line. This is an important railway line connecting the two cities of Sichuan Province and Kunming of Yunnan Province, while playing a strategic role in connecting southwestern China regions. In Yanjin County territory, it has a total length of over 1.8 kilometers, can be considered as a special subway line, with Yanjin Tunnel No. 1 passing through rugged terrain areas and ending at North Yanjin Station on the cliff edge.
Moreover, this land is also the only place with a tram line serving travel between areas within the region.
The tram line has affordable fares almost equivalent to bus,
making it a popular choice for local residents.
Although the travel speed is not as fast as high-speed rail lines,
the convenience and reasonable costs help residents,
especially those living in remote areas, to travel easily and cost-effectively.
Meanwhile, the National Highway Mashway G040
is an important arterial transportation route extending over 70 kilometers.
This route not only connects internal areas,
but also promotes trade, facilitating economic development.
There is also the National Highway Shifeng,
which also plays an important role in the county's transportation by supporting connections with other areas in the province. Between the two riverfront districts of Hangjiang River connected by 3 short bridges, among which this bridge directly connects to the Yanlian Express. Additionally, there is also the Yinchuan-Kunming Express, which runs through provinces such as Ningxia, Gansu, Sichuan, and Yunnan. The section of the expressway passing through Yangon with its majestic not only facilitates transportation but is also an important tourism development. Thanks to its location and terrain, this place attracts tourists, not only with its beautiful natural landscape, but also with famous landmarks such as rivers, lakes, and historical structures.
First, let's visit the provincial level scenic spot Yuzhigang.
Located in Gush Town, at the tri-border junction between Yunnan and Sichuan, in the northeastern part. Here, the most well-known site is the cliff inscription of Yuanxi, carved during the Tang Dynasty to commemorate the legacy of Yuan, the chancellor of this dynasty. The inscription carved on the rock measures 0.44 meters in height, 0.36 meters in width. The text consists of 8 lines, totaling 122 characters, written in regular script. The last line of the inscription has 3 characters inscribed by. Next is the ancient treacherous road of Yuzhigang, often called the 5-foot road. From the left bank of the Han River, it winds through 3 bends before leading to the cliff inscriptions of Yuan,
first built during the Qin dynasty.
The cliff is now approximately 350 meters long.
Each stone step has varying widths and heights.
And along the road, there are dozens of horse hooves. It was an important route from Sichuan to Yunnan to Myanmar in India, called the Shushanyi Road, meaning the ancient Southwest Silk Road.
Moreover, for tourists who love scenery,
they cannot miss the Dafo Mountain scenic spot located in Taihao Village, more than 10 kilometers from the town government headquarters and the expressway exit. It is one of the 3 famous mountains in Yangon County. With its main peak, Dagao, at 2,054 meters above sea level, it is named because the mountain resembles a giant Buddha. The highest peak is Dashuesao, at 2,263 meters above sea level, also the highest peak among the 3 mountains in Yangon. Dafo Mountain is not only a famous scenic spot but also holds profound culture. The image of the mountain resembling a giant Buddha is deeply connected to the spiritual life of the people, becoming a symbol of peace and prosperity. Historically, many Buddhists have regarded this area as a sacred site,
often visiting to pray and seek enlightenment.
Besides Yangon, some neighboring areas in Sichuan province also have similar, creating the unique character of China's mountainous provinces. A typical example is the neighborhood in Kangding City, part of the Ganzi Tibetan Autonomous Prefecture, which is rarely visited by tourists,
as there are no flat roads in the center and only one bridge crosses the river.
Or the residential area connected by the Jiayicheng Bridge, serving as a link between Tibetans and Han, built in 1706 in Luning County, Ganzi Tibetan Autonomous Prefecture.
Not only in China, areas with such unique and narrow structures appear all over the world.
Despite limited living space, they still contain many distinct cultural and historical values. A typical example is Valparaiso, a city located in central Chile,
120 kilometers northwest of the capital Santiago.
This place once played an important geopolitical role in the latter half of the 19th, when it was the main stopping point for ships traveling between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans via the Strait of Magellan.
Dubbed the Jewel of the Pacific, Valparaiso is recognized as a World Heritage Site,
thanks to its spontaneous urban design and the city's unique architecture. Because the city is built on dozens of steep hills overlooking the Pacific Ocean, with a maze of streets and cobblestone alleys, showcasing a rich architectural and cultural heritage,
Valparaiso is protected as a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Next is the town of Han in Croatia.
This is a picturesque hilltop settlement in the Istria region.
It is known as the smallest town in the world, with only 27 residents.
According to the 2021 National Census,
Han is 100 meters long and 30 meters wide, consisting of just 3 rows of houses and 2. As soon as visitors set foot in the village, you'll see a sign with the words welcoming you to Han, the smallest town in the world. This title has existed for a long time and so far no place has contested it. And thanks to that reputation, it has become a tourist attraction in Croatia.
In Spain, Castelfallet de la Roca is one of the most beautiful villages in the Catalonia region.
The village is built on the salt cliffs between 2 rivers. Most of the buildings here seem to hang suspended on the edge of the cliff, giving the impression they could fall at any moment.
Notably, the houses here are all built of volcanic stone.
Next is Monaco, a country in Western Europe. Situated on a small coastal strip in southern France, along the Côte d'Azur, Monaco's territory stretches 3 kilometers with a width of no more than 200 to 300 meters. and consists of 4 urban areas: Monacoville, Monte Carlo, Le Condamine, and Poitiers.
And we cannot overlook the Vistula Spit, a sandy strip of land that can be considered a peninsula.
Separating the Vistula Lagoon from the Defies Bay in the Baltic Sea, isolated from the mainland by the Baltic Strait,
Est Pomerania province in Russia.
Has divided the strait into 2 parts, with Russia's westernmost point located. The Polish part has the resort of Krynica Morska, approximately 23.15 kilometers long, with the narrowest area being only about 54 meters and the widest 1,000 meters. Particularly worth mentioning is a future project from Saudi Arabia,
That is the line,
located in Neom in the Tabuk province. Announced in 2021, according to plans the line will have an entirely mirrored glass exterior, while all basic services will be within a 5-minute walking distance.
designed within a single building,
with no cars, streets, or carbon emissions. This city is expected to stretch 170 kilometers, be 500 meters tall and only 2, but must accommodate 9 million people, equivalent to 25% of the country's population in 2022. And above is the overview of Tianjin, the narrowest city in the world.
Hello and see you again in the next videos.